First of all, I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time to speak with me. My name is Tishelle and I'm with Urban Bridges. So thank you guys so much for taking the time, and let's jump right in. Now, first of all, Bruh is touching on some serious topics with these last few episodes. Why was it important for you guys as actors to show this side of life?
That's one, well, at least for my storyline, like drugs and addiction is something that's very prevalent in American culture. We see it everywhere. And it's something real that everybody can relate to it or has seen. So being able to play it, and we've had some unfortunate losses due to these addictions recently. So I felt like there was a big responsibility to show something that's real, that people can see in life, you know?
Speaking of that, actually, the whole Mike rehab situation will hit home with a lot of people. How did Mike get to this point, and what would you like to see for his character moving forward?
I think Mike, since season one, he was dealing with the issues that we as the audience are just now seeing, because Pam, who played Alyssa Goss, who plays Pam, asked him, how long have you been dealing with these issues? He says 3 years, and that's a year before we even see him in season one. So this is something that he's been hiding for many years from his friends, from his family, from the people that are close to him. I would like to see him get clean. I don't. We've never seen a Mike where he was clean and without drugs. We've only seen him hiding it. So I would love to see what it looks like for him to not be on drugs, to have his life in order, as you would say, and for him to be happy, because I think his drug use just stems from his unhappiness, and I think he'll find happiness by finding who he is.
Now, Monty, Bill is doing too much as usual. Okay, the wedding, then the ending of the episode, which will have some ladies a bit pet peeved. What is Bill really looking for as a man, as a person, and do you personally relate to Bill in any way?
Oh man, Bill's a mess. Bill, you touching on what my man Phil said about Mike, you know, finding out who he is. Like Bill, it's a little bit of that. It's like Bill knows who he is. He just hasn't settled on what he really wants. It's just it's the classic want your cake and eat it too. I think if you would ask most men if they could have the woman they love and still be able to dip out with other women, a lot of dudes would take that in a heartbeat, right? And I think Bill's trying to do that, but Virginia ain't about that life. She ain't about that sharing like most women would be. So I think my man Bill is he's doing too much per usual. That's just Bill. And for me, nah, I'm not like that. I'm very sure of who I am and what I want. I'm very decisive to the point to where I can annoy people because I don't need to think deeply and longly about certain things because I know like what I stand for and where I want to go. So I'm very quick as opposed to Bill. He want one thing and then the next he wants something else and he always looking around for something more. That's kind of where we differ. But yeah, Bill's always doing too much and it's fun to play that. It's fun to play something that you're not in real life. That's one of the joys of acting.
All right, that's dope. Now, what's the lesson for us to learn in episode 17?
As far as the Bill, the lessons to learn is don't get married or ask to get married before you ready for it, bro. Like, fellas, don't. If you're not really ready, like understand the sacrifices, understand what you're giving up to be married, but also focus on what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of us men, being married myself, sometimes you can focus on what you're about to sacrifice, what you got to give up, what you got to go without. But that's a backwards way of thinking about it. You got to look at why do you want to marry this person in the first place? Look at what you're gaining. Look at what you're getting. This person you have a connection with on another level. And I think if a lot of fellas looked at it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, is she different from anybody else out there? Is she really the one? Or do you just like her a little more than everybody else? Because when it's the one, you're gonna have to give up all those non-ones and you're gonna have to fully commit. And you know, you just got to make sure it's the person that's worth the sacrifices. So that's the lesson, fellas.
And I think for Mike, it's just to lean on the people around you. You don't have it all figured out. Nobody has it all figured out. We're all trying to figure it out together, and that's okay. So I think that can be a lesson for everybody, especially people who are high performing or highly successful. A lot of the responsibility or duties fall on them, and they feel like they have to have it all figured out, and nobody does. And it's okay.
Barry isn't here with us today. I thought that he was going to be in here. So let's talk about him a little bit. What is it like working with him, as John is generally the comic relief of most of the scenes? What's it like working with him? And tell us about what he brings to the cast.
Barry is hilarious. That is just who this is what, outside looking in, I see that Barry understands the craft of comedy. He takes it seriously, but there's something about Barry that just goes beyond the craft of comedy. He's just like tuned into people, and he's compassionate, and he's able to take things that are in the room and twist them and makes them comedic. I don't know. He just has a gift. He has a talent. And on top of being a skilled comedian, he's just a funny guy, you know?
Yeah, I echo everything my man said. It's just Barry's Barry. That sums it up. Barry is Barry. You can't replace him. He brings something that only he can bring. It's an essence. It's a je ne sais quoi that, you know, you can't really imitate. And it's just so dope. You know what I'm saying? It's so dope to have somebody who goes from a comedic level. Because I know, like me and Phil, you know, we come from more theatrical background. You know what I'm saying? And watching Barry work, because that's his lane, comedy. You know what I'm saying, with the stand-up. To watch somebody who's dope at their craft, because he's been doing it for years. You know what I mean? He's a beast. That's our guy.
All right, now leading in the same direction, I want to ask both of you all, what is the most rewarding part about being a part of the cast of the show Bruh?
I'll take that one. My whole life has changed because of this show. Like the people I associate with, my partner in crime, my entire life has changed after, October 2019? Nothing has been, and then it's just, my entire life has changed. I take everything from it. Monti, Madi, Barry, talk to them more than I talk to anybody else. Everything has changed. So my life is better because of the show.
Same. It's better in every way. You know, it's to be an actor, to book any show, any role is like a life-changing event. To be a star of a show, that's another level. To be star of a Tyler Perry show, that's another level. To do it with people you love, that's a whole nother level. So I know for me personally, aside from the relationships that are invaluable, right, that you take, it's also just the confidence of grinding so long towards an impossible dream. Because to make a living as an artist is damn near impossible for 99% of the people who strive. So to be able to do that, the confidence and belief you gain from that, it's irreplaceable.
That's so amazing. Tell our audience why it is that they should stream Bruh every Thursdays on BET Plus.
Because you already on there, you already online, you're already on TV watching a whole lot of nonsense. Watch four brothers living some real life, real situations. Watch how we navigate it. Allow us to rewrite what you think Black manhood is about, and allow us to give you an introspective look on what it's really about.
Say better than that.
No, so I thank you guys so much, and I think we have to wrap up on this time anyway, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for taking the time. This is, I believe, the second time I've spoken to you, Monti. So I say the same, it's the same thing, kind of as last time I spoke to you guys. It's such a genuineness in the relationship that's there, and it comes through on the screen, and I think that that's awesome that you guys were able to develop that and keep that going. So I am looking forward to whatever else there is to offer on the screen from you guys and in this show, and looking forward to speaking to you guys again. And thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you, Tishelle.
Alrighty.